Good evening, everyone. What I'm going to be doing a video about tonight is going to be very short and sweet, and it's about a question that I've been asked about thousands of times, but I've actually never made a video and answered it, but I'm going to tonight. And here's that question from the last guy who asked me. I'm not going to show his name, but I am going to show the question that he asked. Terry, brother, please try explain why the northern zodiac rotates clockwise and the southern anti-clockwise. I'm still battling to grasp this. I know it's about perspective. Okay, so I'm going to show you really quick. It's simple. Okay, we have this analog clock, which is a perfect example of the flat Earth. Okay, so let's say this outer rim is the ice wall. And let's say that the numbers on the clock are the southern continents, okay? And then you have the North Pole in the middle. So about right here where you see this little symbol and these words, this would be your northern continents. They'd be towards the center of this analog clock, okay? Let me give you a visual so I know that you're following what I'm saying to you. Now you see how the northern continents are more towards the center of the clock, and the southern continents are out by the numbers on the clock. Now that you understand that, let's move on. So let's say that the second hand on the clock is going to represent our sun, which is making its circuit around the disk of the Earth. So if you're right here in the northern part of the disk, what you call the northern hemisphere on the ball, the sun is always moving from left to right when you're in the center of this clock. Okay, when you're in the center of the Earth, the North Pole, and the northern continents, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see that sun move from left to right during the day. Okay, now watch what happens when we move out here to the southern continents. It moves from right to left. Now let me show you that again. If you're in the north, you see the sun move from left to right. No matter where you are, if you're in the north, okay, you're going to see it move from left to right. No matter where you are in the center of this clock, or the northern continents that you call them, okay, but watch when we come to the outer part of the clock, which would be the southern continents. The sun moves from right to left because you're looking at it from the opposite side of the flat disk. Okay? And no matter where you are in the southern continents, it's always going to move from right to left. If you're over here on this southern continent, where's it moving? From right to left. Just like I showed you with the north when you're in the center. When you're in the center, it's moving from left to right, basically backwards. Just like you see in real life with your own eyes. If you're in the north, you see the sun move from the left side of your vision to the right side. Always, if you're in the north, it goes from left to right. But when you're in the south, the sun moves from right to left. It's all due to perspective. You're just on the opposite side of it. So if you're looking at it from the north, it's going to go left to right. If you're looking at it from the south, it's going to go from right to left. It's really simple. So instead of making you go look for the old video I did about the moon being upside down in the south from the north, and the belt of Orion being upside down, the stars being upside down from the south and the north, I'm just going to add the video to this one. Good evening, everyone. I've been getting a couple questions here lately about the northern hemisphere sky and the southern hemisphere sky. And a couple of those questions are this. If the earth is flat, then when you look at the moon in the northern hemisphere, why is it upside down when you look at the moon from the southern hemisphere? And I think the other question was the belt of Orion, that when you look at the belt of Orion from the northern hemisphere, why is it upside down when you look at it from the southern hemisphere? And they seem to think that that's only possible on a sphere. So, what I'm going to be demonstrating to you tonight is how that is possible on a flat Earth. Here, I have did a rough drawing of the Belt of Orion. And on each side of the paper, I've wrote north on one side and I've wrote south on the other side. Okay? Now, on another piece of paper, I have done the same thing with the moon, as you can see here. I've written the north on one side of the moon, and I've written south on the other side of it. Now, we're going to use the center of the kitchen floor of the cabin here. Now, as you can see, it's not a sphere, it's a flat tile floor, and it's going to represent our flat Earth. Over here, this chair is the northern hemisphere. Over here, this chair is the southern hemisphere. Okay, now up here at this light on the ceiling, I have put the Belt of Orion. As you can see, the north facing one chair and the south facing the other chair. Okay, now let's go over here and sit in the chair on the north while my daughter sits in the chair on the south. Okay, now let's look up at the sky and let's zoom in on the Belt of Orion. Now, this is what the Belt of Orion would look like from the so-called northern hemisphere. All right, now let's pan back out. Now we're going to switch places with my daughter and go over here and see what she sees from the southern hemisphere. Let me get zoomed in here. And there you have it. Now the Belt of Orion is upside down. And all I did was walk from one side of the flat floor to the other side of the flat floor. And just so you know I'm not doing any camera tricks here, let me get up and go back and forth to show you. There's one side, the south side I was sitting on. All right, now let's go over here to the north side. And as you can see, the Belt of Orion is totally upside down from one side to the other. And all you're simply doing is going from one side of the room to the other. Now let's do the same thing with the moon. Put my daughter back over here, and here's the northern chair and the southern chair. And up here I have put the moon. As you can see, the north is facing one chair and the south is facing the other chair. Okay, now I'm going to go back over here and sit in the northern chair. Now let's get zoomed in up here. Okay, now let's say we're looking at the face in the moon from North America. Take a good look at it. Now let's pan back out. I'm going to get up, walk over here and switch places with my daughter in Australia. Now let's zoom in and see what we see. Imagine that. Now the face in the moon is upside down from what it looked like from the northern side of the room. Now let me get up and show you that, just like I did the Belt of Orion, so you know it's not camera tricks. Like I said, here's the face of the moon from North America, and when we go to South America, it's upside down. It's really, really simple. And as you can see, as I just proved, you do not have to have a sphere to see it in the opposite direction. Now, if there's some Globers that still don't understand that, then I'm going to break it down really simple for you. Even a baby would understand this. The sky is no different than the ground. Up is no different from down. When I look at this Quaker Oat can, I see the face looking at me straight forward. Okay? And I'm on a flat floor. Now, watch what happens when I walk around to the other side of this Quaker Oat can. Imagine that. Now the face is upside down, just like the moon, just like all the constellations that you guys say, well, how can this happen? How can this happen? It's simple, just like this right here. I'm showing it to you. I stand on one side, I see it from one perspective. I go to the other side of it, I see it from the upside down perspective. Like I always say, hey, go back to school, get your crayons, and start over again, because it's really, really simple. Anyways, there you have it, guys. Everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and God bless.